Hey there, I'm Gene, the bleeding heart liberal, a proud socialist Democrat in the good old US of A. And I'm going to go on a rant here because I'm kind of fed up with the Republican Party. Before I get into it, let me ask you something. What has the Republican Party ever done in the best interest of the American people? Name one thing. That's all I ask. Think about that. So in recent elections, nationwide, local, everything, it seems Democrats cast about 55% of the ballots. Yet Republicans win 2/3 of the elections. Something's not right there, folks. That can't be on the up and up. It doesn't take any more than that kind of data to convince you. Now, I just asked you, what have Republicans ever done in the best interest of the American people? Well, I can tell you what the Democrats do. We want health care, access to education, sensible gun laws. We want infrastructure repaired, an appropriate approach to climate change. We believe in civil rights, gay rights, racial equality, you name it. We got every policy in our back pocket. So our candidates don't need to be debating this stuff. It's a given. Everybody knows it. Own it. Step up to the plate and take charge of this kind of stuff right here. The problem isn't the policy. The problem is that the Republicans label you socialists like that's some kind of dirty name. And then, of course, all these things have to be paid for. Taxes go through their worth, $30 trillion extra to pay for health care. I don't believe that for a second. We pay 3 times what every other country pays for health care. We have lower outcomes. They live longer. They have better access to health care. They don't pay the exorbitant prices for drugs that we pay. Come on. Simple solution to health care. Lower Medicare and make it accessible to people that are younger. Give them a public option and let private insurance and a public option duke it out in the marketplace in the good old capitalism that Republicans say they like. We'll see who comes out the winner. But let me point this out to you. I'm on Medicare. I'm 66 years old. I point to my shoulder because I just had a full shoulder replacement surgery 4 months ago. Didn't cost me a dime, not a red nickel. When I was 40, 25 years ago, I had to go to college. So I went to Cal State Bakersfield and got a 4-year degree in economics. Cost me less than $5,000. But in our country, you get sick, it bankrupts you. People die because they can't get to a doctor. And our young people are graduating college with, what, $100,000 in debt that they'll never pay off? That is taxation on the poor. That's regressive taxation, no matter how you look at it. And if Democrats had anything to do with this, we should be apologizing to the American people for our role in such a thing. And we should do everything we can to put a stop to it. Let's take socialism. Streetlights, police, schools, roads, bridges, you name it, clean water. It's all socialism. Every country in the world is socialist. And you know what? The countries that take care of their people produce happier, healthier people. They pay a little more in taxes? Probably so. But they're happy. They live longer. They're healthy. Their country gives a damn about them. Listen to Donald Trump, and if you're liberal, convince yourself he cares 2 hoots about you. The Republicans do whatever the hell they want. Every time they're in control, they rob the Treasury. They just had a tax cut for the wealthy they call trickle down. Trickle down doesn't work. Every time they've robbed the Treasury, it's led to a great recession. They wrote that tax bill on what, a sheet of paper? In the dark of night? Behind closed doors? They care about you. They care about your money. And that's all there is to it. You don't have a leg to stand on. Rich people get rich off of poor people's money. Those are the facts of life. And if we don't start fighting back, we're in really deep stuff. How about the Fox Fake News Idiot channel? All together now, Fox Fake News Idiot channel. It's fake news. When Donald Trump talks about fake news, stop defending ourselves. Simply point the finger at Fox. Fake news that only idiots believe in. So I'm going to share my all-time favorite Fox fake news, whatever you call it. It all started with Chuck Grassley talking about death panels for Granny. Now, he's a smart, lifelong politician. He knows there's no such a thing, but he made that off-the-cuff remark. Of course, Sarah Palin bought into it. I don't know whether she believed it or not, but she sure sold it. She doesn't have a brain in her head. Who the hell knows what she was thinking? The point is, Fox ran that story for months. Death panels for Granny that don't exist. And their people all bought into it. All the dumb people that can't think for themselves who watch Fox bought into that. That's one of thousands. Today, we hear Trump has told 12,000 lies or misrepresentations. And these people buy it? I'm sorry. The people in the South, they probably believe every word he says. Now let's talk about the South. Poorest, least educated, poverty-stricken people in the country. Least healthy, they have no money, they don't get their education. We can read the stats, it's all there. This isn't debatable. And they take on a disproportionate share of social benefits, welfare, whatever else they have to offer. So the people that need what liberals sell the most are voting predominantly red. If you look at the numbers, there's about 105 seats in Washington, D.C. that people from the South vote into. Over 100. I think I counted 105. Congressmen, senators, whatever. Over 80 of them are red. So the least, most ill-informed people in the country, the least educated, the people we defeated in a civil war, have a disproportionate impact on what goes on in Washington. There's 530-something members in the House and the Senate. 80 of them, right off the top, are coming from the deep red South, the people I just described. Figure it out. They are controlling us, our lives. Can't happen. So we need to get out and vote. We need to defend our liberalism. And we need to demand our rights from the people in Washington. And the only way we're going to do that is to get people to the polls. I heard 30 million Democrats didn't vote last time. 30 million. I don't know if I'm right. I'm just telling you what I heard. It works for Trump. Why not for me? If 30 million people would have voted, it would have been a landslide. And what happens when Democrats get total control of Congress? We can do all these socialist things. You know, the poor, the horrible socialism, healthcare, education for our people. Get the crazy guns off the street, the assault rifles. Fix the infrastructure. If that's socialism, I'm proud to be a socialist. I call on you to vote. Stand tall, stop defending yourself against these Republicans, and start fighting back in this civil war that we are now involved in. Finally, religion. These religious people, moral high ground, family values, they're the ones who put the pussy grabber in the White House. He's admitted sexual assault against women, they voted him in. Some of these lunatics call him a gift from God. God sent him to save America. This is what you're up against. Don't ever let a Republican talk religion to you again. Never. They sold their souls for Trump. Don't ever let a Republican refer to Fox as a news channel. It's a propaganda arm of the Republican Party. We all know it to be true. So stop defending ourselves. Stop pretending that they're telling the news. They don't care about us. They hate our guts. They never say a good word about us. And we need to start defending ourselves and take our country back And I sure hope that I can get some people to start taking action in that regard. No guns, please. I'm a nonviolent individual. Take care. Have a good day. Let's get the job done.